Hello, I just wanted to record a quick update on where we are with Project Gigabit. I think it's useful, however, before we talk about where we are, to talk about where we were. So a few weeks ago, everything we were doing was focused around this deadline of the 24th of September. We've been given this deadline, after which all of our projects in Cumbria and Northumberland would effectively have their voucher schemes paused, and we wouldn't apply for any more vouchers on these projects for another year. And effectively that puts all of these projects, or a lot of them, at significant risk. Now, where we are now, the situation has most definitely changed. 24 hours before the deadline, the government announced a change of policy in the form of something called a Voucher Priority Area. Now, what a Voucher Priority Area means is that some of the communities that we're working with that are earmarked as part of the Project Gigabit procurement will be allocated as these Voucher Priority Areas. And any community in a Voucher Priority Area, there are two key changes for those communities. The first one is that they will be moved out of the initial procurement scope for the regional supplier into the deferred procurement scope. So what that means is there's effectively 3 years before they'll become part of the regional supplier procurement. And the second change, which is even more significant, is voucher applications will remain open for these projects throughout the procurement. So the 24th of September deadline will effectively become no longer an issue for the projects. We'll be able to keep applying for vouchers throughout the year of the procurement, and then effectively for another 2 years until they go into the regional supplier scope. So this is great news, and the next thing to say really is that this change has come as a direct result, I have no doubt, off the back of all of the lobbying, all of the letters, and all of the heat and noise generated by the barn communities and by effectively everyone who has gone out there, who's knocked on doors, who's written letters, and as a direct result of that energy and that effort, we have seen this change. So that's great news. Now, the second thing to say is that what we don't know yet is that which of our communities are going to be in voucher priority areas. So we've done the really hard bit, which is the change in policy. The next bit we need to see is we need to continue the discussions with DCMS and work out how many of our communities and which communities will be put in these voucher priority areas, which will mean that we can have a much more secure and flexible build pipeline over the next 2 to 3 years. We're hoping to get that information anytime in the next few days, and as soon as we do, I'm going to be writing to each project group individually to let them know what their status is and what the plan is from here. But until then, I just really wanted to give you this quick update. First of all, just say thank you for everything you've done to effect this change, as it is a direct result of your efforts. And secondly, just to say that soon I'll be able to write to each of you individually to let you know where we're going with your project and how we're going to get your project built. Thank you.